Hey, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of the Facebook Files. On this episode of the Facebook Files, we are going to be talking about a guy named Rico Cashe. So, Rico claims that his baby mother basically stole money from him, and she stole money from their daughter's piggy bank, and she's basically been a demon to his life. He didn't use the word demon, but I'm going to use that word. So in his post, he stated, I didn't want to post this because I don't want people seeing how vulnerable my daughter was. But this is the quote unquote victim. Olashay Tate tries to pretend to be. She constantly stole my money out our daughter's piggy bank that I put in, not her. She stole her income tax money this year that I put in the daughter's bank account every time. I'm just trying to give my daughter everything and have her future set up while the quote unquote mama wants to steal it all. I've lost everything due to the quote unquote mother of my child. It breaks my heart that my daughter says, quote unquote, my daddy don't have a house no more. It took me 2 years of trying to finally get somebody to accept me to rent from them due to from me being a felon. Dot, 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 dot. Rico then goes on to post 3 videos showing fights with him and his child's mother. One of the fights showed them in a bedroom with the and I guess they were fighting, I don't know. And then he started to record, and um the little girl, she was in the hallway or wherever she was crying, and he was pretty much telling the baby mother that he was going to pick everything up and to go get their child, and she said, you go get her, and they're arguing and going back and forth, and then um he picks up the little girl after she runs in the room, and he's basically saying things to the little girl about her mom, and then the mom hits him. But you could clearly see in the video that when she went to hit him, she actually hit the little girl. And then she swung again and she hit him, and he fell to the bed, and then, he started yelling at her, and yeah. And then the other 2 videos were basically them in the car and her attacking him from the back seat. Their daughter was in the back seat as well, and the mother could have pretty much made them crash a few times. And so those are the second videos. Now, me as a mother, I'm just gonna put my 2 cents in this whole thing because this is wild. This is nuts. Um, I understand that when emotions are high and people fight. However, that shouldn't happen around the kids. I don't like how she is the mother, and how we put mothers on pedestals and we try to make them sound the best of the best. She was not doing a good job in showing that she was the best of the best. To sit there and see this man is recording you and still act the fool is ridiculous to me, because I could never. Well, okay, I won't say I could never, because I mean, obviously I've done it before. I'm gonna say I could never in front of my child. Put it that way. Um, I understand you're mad at him for putting you on blast, but to hit him and to hit him as hard as you did, and then to miss him and hit your child is wild work to me. That baby looks like she's about 3 or 4. That's just too much. Now, usually, typically, I like to kind of just let things play out, and then I come back and you know, I can have an opinion after I see it a few times to really figure out what's going on and get both sides of the story. I can't understand how, as a mother, you could steal from your kids. I mean, if the dad is trying to set them up for the future, why would you go and steal money that he's putting away for the baby? It makes no sense to me. Um, and then I'm trying to figure out, like, is he a felon? Because because of her, because of like I mean that part I'm confused on. Like I don't know if that's her fault or his fault. Um I don't like to be a person to look at somebody's page and just to judge them, but from looking at his page, he seems like he's had a pretty rough life. He might not have. He might not have. But I mean, I don't know. But I will say this. I know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody who drains the shit out of you. I know that. And I know what it's like to be in a relationship with somebody who they do things to you, and then once you react, they want to pull a camera out and try to record you acting a fool or showing your ass or whatever the case may be. I feel like that's what he was doing to her. I also feel like too that they were under the influence of something, and I think that he just kind of knows how to hold his better than what she does. You can obviously tell that she's off of something, some type of drug or something. There's something going on with her, and you can look at her and tell in those videos that she is off of something. She's off something. I don't like the fact of how nothing's recorded from the beginning, and he kind of just pulls his phone out and puts the camera up and he puts it up in her face, and then I think that he knows like that's what's going to get her to go or to keep going, so that's something that he is going to do. I'm not trying to sit here and take her side because what she did was very messed up, especially as a parent, but what he's doing is messed up as well, and they need to break up. They need to break up. They need to go seek help. They need to do something because guess what? He made that post. I'm pretty positive he won't leave her or he won't leave the situation alone. The little girl is going to still be in that same predicament for a while. And with him posting that online, so many people they're gonna see it, and somebody's gonna call CPS or whatever child protective services is named in their state. I think they're in Tennessee. Somebody's gonna call on them. His real name, people they were posting his real name in the comments. I don't know his last name. I do know his first name was like Kyle. I don't know his last name. But what I do know is that certain things, if you're not going to up and leave a situation, you should not post them online. However, I could be completely wrong. She could have not been off of anything. Um, and he couldn't not have been on anything either. But I mean, you never know. Um, but I definitely could have been wrong about that. I could have been wrong about the whole situation as well as far as him recording, and stuff like that. Um, but I just know how a lot of this stuff goes and being in that predicament, especially being a black woman who has dated outside her race and seeing how they are. Um, it's just it brings back old wounds. And a lot of us, I mean, I was asking the same thing. Like if she's doing this stuff to you and she's doing it to your daughter, why haven't you called the police? I don't know if he's afraid to call the police because of his history or if I don't know. In the comments, he does claim that he has taken the videos to um he has taken the videos to two courthouses and he showed them the videos and they pretty much gave him the runaround and didn't do anything. But um I feel like taking videos to a courthouse is like one thing versus calling the police or going to the police station and actually filing a police report. And like I said, I do understand every state is different. I live in Michigan, so I know that our state is completely different. Felons, they call all the time, and they don't always side with the non felon in a lot of cases here. I don't know what it's like in Tennessee, though. I also don't know if the mom is a felon or not in this situation, but what I do know is that, I mean, everything is worth a shot, especially if you're trying to get away from a situation. And if the case is that he's not leaving a situation because he doesn't want to have his daughter taken away from them, I mean, I understand that completely as well. Because that's something else that they typically would try to do. I mean, if you have a felon parent and then the other parent is abusive to the other parent and they take both of them to jail just because one is abusive and one is a felon, um, they would typically take the child into custody as well and give or put them into foster care. And that is not ideal for any parent, but I will say this, if I do see anything else come up, I will definitely post more and keep it going. I mean, I don't know what else could be said. It's just a sad situation to see two parents go back and forth like this, and, especially when violence is involved and the kids are involved, and it's really hurtful. And, that baby, she's gonna have a lot to heal from, especially with her getting older and stuff, and, hopefully they don't give her really bad anxiety, because I know when I was a little kid around her age and a little older, my parents were together, and they fought a lot. They fought so much, I would wake up to anxiety attacks. However, being that young, I never knew what an anxiety attack was. And now that I am 31 years old, I know what an anxiety attack feels like, and I had them a lot when I was little, waking up to my parents fighting and all the yelling and screaming and glass being thrown, and it's a lot. So, as a parent myself, I would definitely say I mean, if they don't want to get the police involved, if he doesn't want to get the police involved, then just leave. He says that he does have full sole custody of the little girl, so I would definitely kick the mom out or, you know, up and leave. It's never ideal to pick your family up and to move to a different state or different city, but at the same time, too, you got to do what's best for you and you got to do what's best for your kids. So, prayers to the family, prayers to the little girl, prayers to her dad, and even prayers to the mom. Um, I hope that you guys can work things out and you guys can come together and get it together for that little girl at least. And then, figure out you guys' stuff, at a different time. Anyways, that's all that I have for this first ever episode of the Facebook Files by me, Ari B. If you guys like this and you guys want to hear more, just go ahead and subscribe to the channel and leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Bye bye for now.